I'll be forgetting what I named the video, bro. I know I named the video something. I just forgot what I named the video, bro. I got a whole lot of products though in the works. Ultimately, this video is about Kino escalation. Nonetheless, um, yo, what's up, V? How you doing? Lock in, lock in. I'm a dating coach, lifestyle coach. If you're new to the channel, you know what I'm saying. I always gotta let y'all know what type of services I I offer. Dating, lifestyle. Go ahead. If y'all new to the channel, like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Lock in with your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? So really, I wanted to, in this video, tap in on dating and escalation. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the like. Um, Escalation is so important. You know what I'm saying? Escalate. We just gonna look at that word. Veda. Is it Veda or Vita? Vita. Escalation is so important, man. And remember, you got verbal, V. You got physical, which is really K, because that's Kino, it's physical. And then you got location. Now, location is the third one. So you verbal is one, Kino is two, location is three. It was the first one. Veda. That's dope. That's dope. Veda, Veda, Veda. That's dope. So when we think about what a woman really or women really want, right? They want many things, but one of the biggest things we're gonna focus on in this video is action. Action. And this video gonna be about probably like, I don't know. I'm aiming for an hour, but you never know. So action, right? Why is action so important? Action creates tension. Action creates tension. We can use the word action, or we can use the word behavior. Behaviors. Actions and behaviors create tension. Actions and behaviors create tension. Creates tension. Now, tension, the synonym for tension is stress. Why do we want to call stress? Biology states that any creature that's, if you put a woman under stress, a good stress, which is more of a anxiety, a fear, a surprise element, almost nervousness. It's really nerves, right? Nerves. That makes a woman feel excited, anxious. Right, all the words that is used in a negative way, like when you go like you go to the doctor, you're like, Doc, I feel anxiety, which is anxiousness. I feel nervous. It's like I don't know, like I feel stress. You know, ironically, these are good things. I think it's our relationship with those things that make them poisonous, right? If you got family members who tell you like, "Oh, stress is bad," you know, they're already framing it, which is this is devious, right? They frame it in a way where your relationship with the thing is already predisposed to negativity versus somebody who is more alpha male might say, "Oh, I feel stressed, but my relationship with stress is not a scary one." You know what I'm saying? That's the guy who says, "Oh, I feel nervous because she's a beautiful woman, but I still talk to her." You know what I'm saying? Versus the guy who's like, "Oh shit, like I can't ever talk to this bitch." Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, you got verbal escalation, Kino. We're just gonna focus on the first two because you're not moving the location with a chick, right? Until you can verbal and physically touch the bitch or say something that's flirty or bantery or whatever the case. You know? So we can use the word intent. And this is I'm about to get a little into this real quick, right? You got the word intent. I don't know if y'all can hear this. I'm gonna put the headphones in, man. Put the headphones in on the nigga, man. Life is about coping strategies, man. That's what I'm trying to really say in this video too. Like, oh well, is it good if I stress a bitch out? It could be. You know what I'm saying? Stress is a weapon. It's a tool. If you got a relationship with stress, where again, where you visualize it as something that I can never put a pretty bitch under stress, then you know she not gonna like you. Just being honest, man. She not gonna like you. She gonna feel like you goofy. You ain't standing on no principle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this got to do with self-esteem, right? You got the word intent, and the reason why I wanted to branch off and use this word was because uh, I noticed a dating coach that brought up the other day that if you what did he try to say? If you compromise comfort, so when you walk up on a chick or you say Walmart, wherever, there's comfort, right? You got attraction, comfort, seduction, right? And you got time in between these. So if I try to jump straight to seduction, aka trying to fuck the bitch, it's kind of like a fatal flaw, right? Because you got to just ask yourself from a logical level, why do you really think these bitches just are fucking strangers? Just like really like how fast? I'm not saying they're not doing it, but I'm saying the time, bruh, time, right? 98 to 99% of women would rather get laid by somebody who they feel like they know a little bit or they feel like they trust a little bit that means that there's a certain type of familiarity aspect. There's a certain type of, um, I want to just say trust, bro. Just to be frank with y'all, just a certain type of trust. Hate it, like it, love it, whatever, but trust is one of the biggest words in society because it's on a dollar bill, and I said this before. It just is what it is, bro. And trust is a weird word, and I'm gonna break it down because the word stranger is damn near a contradiction to the word trust. So many people trust strangers because the people who like some many people come from families where they don't fuck with their families, so they really don't trust people. So just think about this: you go out, you talk to strangers all day, or maybe a couple, the fucking person at Subway, clerk, whatever. You go to Walmart, whatever. Maybe y'all cold approach women, whatever. Y'all, first of all, y'all gotta realize these women are fucking strangers. First of all, meaning it's not even good to really even. I mean, I'll tell you, I approach 5 to 10 a day. Think about that, bro. That's it's 7 days in a week. That's like 70, 70 women. If you approach it 10, it's like 70 women per week. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you're a fucking stranger. That's the biggest thing that you know, my mind has really seen, like, and came aware to, like, yo, like, you're a fucking stranger. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a big part of the game that you have to understand, right? Because to make someone not a stranger is to understand first that you are one. Because subconsciously, this is what happens and how ironic it is. If I don't know you and I go up to you acting like I know you, you're gonna be like, you basically gonna shut off the part of you, like the heart or the core part of you that says, I don't know, like no matter what he do, I'm not really gonna really fuck with him after today. Like I'm gonna fuck with him in his face, but after today, I ain't really gonna really take him serious. You'll respect the fact that I'm actually trying to fuck with you though, in my face, but like when it really all said and done, you're gonna be like, I don't really feel that way because you cut yourself off subconsciously. Because what? People always told themselves since they was young, okay, I gotta cut off all strangers, right? Strangers is bad. So how do you create a relationship with a stranger? You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of y'all don't realize that y'all can do as many approaches as y'all want, but it's just not. It's not saying it's not working, but why you think women like to fuck famous guys? Because they're like, this guy is no way he's Michael Myers. This nigga Chris Brown's not Michael Myers. Now he might be because he's human, right? So you might have some psychology shit going on we don't know about, but just from a fan perspective, she feels familiarity. So familiarity is very important when it comes to attraction. The more you see somebody, the more you fucking see somebody. The more you see somebody, the more your brain says, "Oh, that's common. I always see him here. That's regular. He a regular. Even if I don't like this nigga, but he's always, he's common." Uh, uh, excuse me, y'all. I ain't trying to burp in this microphone and shit. I know that shit fucking with y'all. Now, remember, there's nothing wrong with approaching women, but you might have an intent, right? You might have intent, right? Keyword is intent. You should have intent if you're a man. Because if you just willy nilly just talk to people, that's also kind of strange, right? So be the type of guy who, when you say something, you saying it type shit. Like you're not just, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. Like I'm minding my business. Like you know what I'm saying? I approach enough women to where I never feel thirsty. So it's like it wouldn't matter if I don't need you. Like I'm indifferent. Like I'm cool. Like I don't care. So if I see something I want, I'm really choosing that. versus somebody who's just, you know what I'm saying, just whatchamacallit, just doing it. Oh, I'm just talking regular to somebody, a stranger. It's cool, but like deep down subconsciously, when a stranger tries to talk to me, I'm like, what the fuck does this person want, man? I don't trust this motherfucker. Automatically, right? Like, when is this shit gonna end type shit. So I think that's a big difference right there, understanding trust in strangers and understanding that opening up a conversation that's more situational will always have more swag than just opening up a conversation. Like, just logically looking at this, it just is what it is. If right now I bring up a conversation about the weather or about YouTube or about women or about something that's regular, it's not going to trigger any type of distrust. If I start to talk to you, a stranger, yo, how's your day going, bro? How's everything? It's like this nigga's piercing into my reality. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are hypersensitive to that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, you'll damn sure not escalate from that position, right? Because a motherfucker gonna cut off from the part that allows you to touch them or want to be around you. You see what I'm saying? So escalation is a matter of permission, subtle permission. You have to, women don't verbally say, okay, here, take your hand and touch me. They'll never do that. I mean, even a chick you knew for, a chick you really in a relationship dating, she might. She really wants you to touch because the what? The familiarity is killing her. It's so familiar with your touch that now she wants to just take your hand and throw it on her. Because she trusts, keyword, that you're not going to reject her and if she do that. So a lot of this shit got to do with trust, comfort building, skill. Because again, once you open up a conversation, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good, da 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 da. Right? That's just that basic opener shit. And then you quickly transition to a DHV or some type of banter or tease. And then you quickly transition to uh what you call it? Qualify, qualification. By the time you do all those three, bruh, you can go right into comfort right there. And that's only been what, 5 minutes at tops, right? So I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all gotta understand that it's a time thing. It's not even. You have to. Shout out to, I gotta give Mystery his flowers on this. You need material inside of the time. That's all it is. But the material, see, guys don't got no material. So in their mind, they're like, man, how am I gonna talk for somebody, a stranger, for 5 minutes? So you feel cooked because you can't do it. But you can do it if you open. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. Da 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 da. And then you say something about something pertaining to a situation, but also like something that's a little bit of a tease or a banter or a DHV, demonstration of value. A lot of time for me, it could even be something. It could be anything. That's what's so crazy at this part because people aren't really expecting you to say something magical. They're just expecting you like, bro, think about the way a regular conversation is ran. Like if you just see one of your friends or something or somebody like bro, like it's a regular like bro, you're not thinking about let me DHV demonstrate high value. But see when you got that in your mind, it can help you because you want to keep it casual but still demonstrate some value if you can. If you can. But see again, that's why learning game is important because you're going to naturally do it. So do you qualify her? Cause you like, yo, even though I start talking to you, I still gotta see if you really worth this conversation because just because we cross paths, I'm a social creature, but I'm not gonna give you that type of time if this is not gonna. It's not even about if it's gonna go somewhere. It's about I'm not gonna give you that type of time if you're not qualified for that type of time. Because as the leader of my life, I qualify. I'm the principal. I let you know, even though I approached your ass, I'm still gonna let you know if I don't want to do this no more. Based on how you answer maybe a question, I throw out a qualifying question or a qualifying statement, or I say something and then it has a question attached to it. Maybe I told a story, a short story with a qualifying question right at the end of it or something. But no matter how I do it, by that qualification, which is A3, I want to naturally transition to C1, like comfort building. And again, man, a lot of women, the biggest problem that guys have is women have distrust. Like there's so many guys out here who women don't trust. So it's like that's that's probably the biggest thing. Now there's a lot of women who do trust, right? And the word trust again, go back to this word, it's a funny fucking word because you got two words. You got trust and you got stranger. And so if you're a guy and you see a chick that is attractive and you try to conversate, the funny part is they've been conversating all their fucking life. So 90% of women ain't really thinking too deep about that shit. There's a percentage though who are gonna look at you funny or think like, man, this just how I'm gonna look at a motherfucker funny though, but like, yeah, like it's called distrust, and it's not really even distrust, but it's just the initial knee jerk reaction of, hey, I'm minding my business. Why does this motherfucker feel like they can't do it? You know what I'm saying? It's just annoying. But like I said, you slickly, quickly transition it to something that actually starts to make her feel like, okay, the conversation is actually a good one. Just nigga knows how to manage conversation very well. Then it kind of changes the trajectory or it shape shifts into something more so like damn like he has skill that I don't even have. You know, yeah, I'm a beautiful woman, but I don't even have that skill to be able to walk up on a stranger and turn that shit that way that fast. So now I'm laughing. Now I think he's kind of cute. And it quickly, slickly transitions. And now he's qualifying me, asking me something that makes me feel like he's judging me, but in a positive way, to see if I'm worth continuing on conversation with, versus him just running behind me for 30 fucking years if I let him. So now we're at a crossroads because I'm forcing femininity at that point. I'm not, there's no, she can't be masculine if I'm qualifying her. Unless she's disinterested. Because if she's disinterested, she might still do what they call a shit test or that's really where the shit test really come from. Because in reality, I'm like everybody else. I don't believe in passing a woman's shit test. It's like I do, but I don't, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because you should be the kind of guy that her words don't mean anything, so they roll off your back. But you also shouldn't be the type of guy who entertain. You should have so much foresight, and this is experience. My fucking guy, what's up, Guap, man? With the chat, with the $2 chat, man. What's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? My voice sound good in the I got the headphones in, bro. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to fucking Guap, man. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? I got these headphones in, man, and I'm kicking this game, man. I'm really orchestrating this game. What's Gucci, man? What's good with you, brother? How you feeling today, man? What's going on in your, in your life? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, man? I'm really breaking this shit down, though. It ain't really nobody in here, and it's like I'm breaking this shit down. But it's all good because like it ebbs and flows. But I'm gonna watch my shit back if it's really like sometimes we just kicking shit, but sometimes it's really some structure and game. So it's like I'm learning shit every day too. You feel me? It sound clear as hell for sure, bro. For sure. And my voice sound a little deeper because I've been fucking with this shit, so it probably sound really crispy. Feeling good, brother. Glad I could finally catch a lot. Yeah, bro. It has been a little bit of a gap because, like, thank you for the likes, everybody. There has been a little bit of a gap because I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's just sometimes you just go through those things, but it's been a good gap because I've been doing a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing a lot of shit, and it's a real transitional point. You know what I'm saying? Um, Financially, I remember last time we talked about money, and I've actually found some ways to actually, and not that earlier, I just found another way. So it's just like it's a thousand ways to get paid, but you gotta really have a almost like a money mindset or money your psychology gotta be uh, new. Like you can't think, and I'm not even saying you can't think how you always thought, cause I think the same way, but it's just like everything that I wanted, bro. Like appreciate you, brother. Like real shit. Like bro, it's everything that. It's just about time, and I think it goes back to even what we talking about with this shit. Like remember we talked about trust being on the dollar bill, like, and we talking about trust right now, like comfort, trust, whatever. It's like um that's what it be, bro. Trust, like what I'm saying. Trust the process, um, and stuff like that. That's really what it is, man. A lot of women they just don't trust guys. So I was trying to break that down as far as like dating, bro. Like you could approach 1,000 women, right? Obviously, right? Every guy knows this, but they just the percentage in which you actually pull and fuck is gonna be totally different per guy, and that's totally fine. And I need guys to understand that, cause by you accepting your fate in that area, it's actually gonna be how you're gonna actually eat and win and actually learn how to swim in this game, because every man is a leader. They just not the same amount of the leader, if that makes sense. Like so if there's a group of guys, one the biggest leader dies, then somebody gonna step the fuck up. When that guy dies, it's gonna be a train of that happening, right? But it's the same thing. Women like guys. If the weakest guy becomes the strongest guy, she will fuck him. Evolution. And so when it comes to conversation, it's also about evolution. And that's kind of what we was just saying about the money shit. It's like I've been new, like, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't know. I process of elimination, but with time, and I think I said that in the past, I'm like, yo, with time, I know it's going to just because everything play out away. You know what I'm saying? I also got a Patreon now, go up. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of exclusive shit is. I don't post it like 2 clips over there. You know what I'm saying? And Patreon is lit, man. So, but man, You could open a stranger, you could demonstrate higher value to a stranger, or banter or tease a stranger, or just say something that's decent convo, like, you know what I'm saying? Something, that the average guy might say hi or not. Cool. But if I say hi, she says hi, there's always gonna be that little moment of like, okay, is he gonna take it? What are you gonna do? And if you don't do nothing, you don't do nothing. But if you say something because you got something in your pocket to say, then you could quickly escalate to the qualifying her to see if she's even worth to continue to talk to. And then again, you want to quickly go and within about 4 or 5 minutes, 3 minutes to comfort, because comfort is something that I want y'all and me to start to really examine. Because the more we examine comfort, the more we can comprehend the how. Right? We know what we want to do. We know when and whatever. A lot of guys don't really know when, but it's the how. Like how. Like isn't that the main thought a woman feels when she's in your presence? Like, okay, I know he want to fuck me, but how is he gonna do it? That women will really think that. Like, how is he gonna go about getting whatever he is he want? Because as a man, she's really kind of almost anticipating again and thinking like, yo, that's the thing that makes a guy, right? How he's gonna do that, and that's the ex- that's the exciting part. And we finally made it to the point of like in the video is more like about tension, sexual tension, and um, in the date, right? So date, right? I'll tell you how to set up the date 3 days after what you want to call it. I mean, set up the date, 3 messages after the approach, right? I mean, you approach her, you exchange information, you inbox her or you text her later that day, and okay, my first message is Will from Starbucks. Second message, something a little funny, maybe something again, maybe bantery, whatever, or just to get that fluidity in the conversation going. And then I quickly let her know I want to see her, wear this color, wear this day, whatever, and I give her the instructions. Now, once I do that, I get to sit back, bro. I really do. I really do. Because that's going to expose where we stand, right? Because I approached her, so it's really no telling. This is the funny part. It's really no telling. Yeah, I seen how she acted in my face, but it's through the text. But here's the funny part. The more game that I learned recently, the more game I had. I don't know, what I mean by that is if this conversation steers anywhere but her saying yes, because a lot of women are they're the best on the planet at non accountability. So they won't say yes or no. They will actually say something about, like, say you said something and then she's like, oh, black is actually my favorite color. You're like, oh, I want you to wear black, meet me here, da 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 da. Oh, you know what's funny? I don't really wear black a lot, but she'll say something about a part of the sentence, that has nothing to do with getting up. But it's also because you left her no option, she's still gonna beat around the bush. But like that's what she's doing. So that could be seen as a symbol of like her not wanting to go. And in my opinion, in my opinion, that's what I say. I learned more game because you don't push like, or you don't like, yeah, you don't play around or you beat around the bush, but you don't push. Like, you let her, if she playing games, let her play games. Because if you really have game, what's going to happen is she's going to see it in you. She's gonna see it in you. So that's really what it really boils down to. Because again, on the date, you wanna see the key word is escalate. You can escalate at any phase of any time of the day in life via verbal escalation, Kino escalation, and location. But remember, you really can't Kino and location escalate a stranger, but you can verbally escalate. You can build some type of tension, some type of flirtation, right? And that's what you want to lean into. Now, here's the crazy part. When it comes to physical escalation, women want a risk taker. Now, I know I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was disagreeing that life is about risk, but at the same time, it really kind of is. You know what I'm saying? And I end up saying that, actually. And in fact, it's a lot of it, actually. So he actually was kind of right, especially in terms of women dealing with women. Because in their mind, they trust bravery. It's just bottom line. They trust bravery. And so, we could try to fight it, negate it, hate it, whatever. They trust bravery. And so this good old saying, no guts, no glory, that shit becomes actually a staple at that point, right? And you gotta understand that, okay, if I don't shoot my shot, I'm not gonna score. Period. That's just the way you gotta think. Like, and that's why when I'm in field, I'm really not giving a fuck. Like, I'm really not. I'm really not. Like, I'm really not. Like, I don't put no importance on the bitch. Like, I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm not tying none of my feelings, none of that. I don't approach too many women. I just don't care, man. I'm desensitized. So this is why I'm able to kind of like score more often these days because I understand that I have to take risk if I'm going to eat, while also understanding that, oh shit, I've approached thousands of women. I could give a fuck about the next one until they show that they're what. That's why qualifying is so key. After I open her and flirt a little bit, I gotta qualify her immediately because I really genuinely don't have time to waste. And it's not something that I have to think about. It's something I just know. Like I said, I've been approaching women since last summer heavily. I've been doing it before that. So I really want to hurry up and get to A3, which is qualifying her fast. So it might just be, okay, how you doing? Now we say this, okay. Then I qualify her real quick. And that shit is within a couple of seconds, if not, seconds, like, if not minutes. But the type of emotion she's going through is going to dictate the how. Because us men, some of us got emotions and shit, which is a flaw, but that could allow you to see that that can happen fast for her. She can be already, because so many guys are so bland, they're not even talking to the woman at all. So really, it's easy. She's easy, but you have to talk. And this is why dating is so difficult, because it seems like they're easy, but then it seems like they're hard. So it's elusive. And most guys don't understand that they're always been easy, but you have to build comfort. And so comfort can't be built if you don't got no material in these phases. And that's really what that boils down to, material. Because um, you want to take her through that. You know what I'm saying? Until I get to seduction. Now I want to go ahead and get to seduction real quick for y'all, but understand this: you got to get through C1, C2, C3. Maybe location escalate. Sit down with her. You want to build a little connection through conversation at that point. Some type of connection. And I forget what C3 is, but either way, once you get to C3 and you do that, you go to S1, S2, S3. Now, if you're in S1, that mean that bitch really like you already. Let's be honest. Like, if you're in seduction 1, that means she already like you. And that's what I'm really trying to say. She already likes you if you're in seduction 1. A woman will not be seduced or try to seduce you, whatever which way. She will not be in that vibe. She will not be horny or whatever. My bad. If she is not already, if the connection ain't there. And that's why I say connection is so key, because if y'all keep that word in your mind, connection, and y'all just go out in the field and think about connection, 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 that's going to basically break down the resistance that women have, because it's just a connection. You want to build connection. And if you just devote yourself to building connection and understanding that, okay, I could be anywhere in the process of this mystery method shit. I could be at any phase, any day, but my goal is to get her back into connection, not seduction, but connection, like into comfort. I mean, because I genuinely believe women just fuck guys who they're comfortable with. Like, and I be seeing it too. Like certain people I see in public who I could tell dating around and fucking around. Like even people who work together, I could tell they got something going on. And why do y'all think most women fuck guys who work at their job or go to their school, or you see what I'm saying? That's how my life has always been too. Like either neighborhood, school. I don't fuck bitches from Maine or from a different, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying I can't, but again, they're gonna look at me as like, okay, it depends on the chick and how fast she move, but the typical woman is gonna try to think about like, oh, like I don't want to just be a hoe. So just because they got that dumbass thought in their head and that deal breaker ass thought, they gonna actually force you to actually build that comfort shit. If it's no comfort, it's no cookie. You get no cookie with no comfort. So the comfort is tied to the cookie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No comfort, no cunt. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. So C1, C2, C3. And it's beautiful because then you can meditate on that and ask yourself, Okay, game like, well, how can I become the type of guy who always sheds comfort in each situation? Sheds some type of comfort. Or if I'm dealing with a chick and I know she's a little bit of a stranger, like, because I'm just now trying to put this game on her, how can I quickly, what type of chess moves can I lead quickly to get to comfort real quick? Like, and knowing that comfort is basically the hub or the core of the game. Once someone feels comfortable with you, it's pretty much GG's. It's pretty much GG's. Because the seduction part, I beg y'all to not even worry about that. I beg y'all. Just focus on attraction and comfort. Seduction is too easy. Anybody who got any form of pussy in their life knows that it can happen again. It can happen again. That's something you don't even gotta put your mind there. Cause once you go to kissing on a bitch neck, it's GG's, bro. Let's just be honest, bro. That shit is every time. So if you don't know what to do, you know what I'm saying, and you already got a chick in comfort, and you just a little bit of touch, a little bit of kiss, a little bit of nibble on the neck, bite, look, it's game over. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So of course it's like you want to have some material for the seduction shit, of course, because you might want to talk away or do. I gotta kind of study that shit myself. I ain't gonna lie, but that shit is real because it can always go back to comfort, where you gotta build some more comfort, or you gotta do something. But you don't. The thing is, you don't want to chase no bitch, and that's why it's so important to get my product. I'm gonna call it what's it called? V VNH VVH VVH. That shit is gonna basically easify all of the troubles possibly that can actually happen. Yo, Goo up. I swear to God, bro. Yeah, it's GG's for sure. It's GG's for sure at that comfort shit. But like, bro, this product that I've built, like, I don't know if you ever seen Anika in here. Like, you feel me? Another subscriber, you know what I'm saying? Uh, he knows I don't really talk about the product on YouTube, but because he DMs and we DM, he kind of understands what I'm saying when I say VVH. It's a certain type of product. Because bro, if a motherfucker get his hands on that product that I've built, and he takes that product and he actually reads the product, I ain't turned it into an audio yet, but if he reads it and basically incorporates this mind frame, because that's what it's going to give you. It's going to give you a thought process about women. So when you're approaching them, you really see transparently through her. So it's not, you never, nothing surprises you no more, because you just got like X-ray vision, not literally, materialistically, but you know, energetically, spiritually, damn near. It's like you can see like, oh, I'm good on her anyway. You know, and this product is cold because it saves lives. Because many guys they run behind women. He said, can't forget her ears. What you mean? Break that down, go up. I know what you're trying to say though, but you know exactly what you meant by that. But yeah, man, uh, bro, and but this is the thing. The product I've built is geared to make sure that you're only talking to women that are either high interest or super high interest. Everything else is gonna just get washed away. It's literally not going to even you're not even going to step to a bitch that don't deserve you to step to the bitch. Like, because you're gonna be able to see shit from a mile away. This product might be the most grandiose product that I've ever built, because I'm telling y'all, once I built this product for myself, and it wasn't even for y'all, it was for myself. That's how y'all know that my shit really organic. I have not ran into any troubles. I have not ran into any troubles. Like I'm way more player. I'm way more um, calm. There's no pressure. There's no smoke. I don't hate women. I never really did, but this product solidified that it's impossible to do. I just don't give a fuck. And that type of mentality, bro, it has to. It's the abundance. It's you have to have it, and it actually forces women who are like super good looking to want to fuck you fast and just give it to you or chase you because it gears you. It gives you leverage over bitches. I'm gonna put it like that. You were saying kissing on the neck, the ears make them fold quicker. Okay, oh, I ain't know that. I ain't gonna lie. Let me take a note real quick. Let me take a note real quick. Guap says the ears. You know what I'm saying? I've never. I think once with an ex. I think once, but in reality, I never did it, bro. Cause Guap, that neck shit, and this started in like high school. Me figuring this shit out, like that neck shit. Like I just got some the other day. I ain't gonna lie from doing that shit. But it was already GG's. I ain't gonna lie, it was already GG's. Like she already knew what she wanted to do, so it was already solidified. But like biting on the neck, that shit just it's too easy. That's another thing. It's too easy. I try to keep things simple. I know the ears is a very erotic or sensitive. You know what I'm saying? And there's multiple. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple very sensitive. Like I forgot. Like I think there's one that's like the inner thigh shit. Rub on the inner thigh. You know what I'm saying? It's certain spots. You know, key spots. But um, each guy gotta actually have a what you call it, a drop down menu of what they're gonna do because, and that's the thing too. Having the more game you got, and that's why I keep saying the more game I've learned, it kind of puts it in a certain way because it's about being what's the word unpredictable, but it's another word I was almost ambidextrous, like a basketball player that could shoot with his left hand or his right hand. It's kind of hard to block his shot because you don't know when he gonna shoot, which you don't know when nobody gonna shoot, but you also don't. If he can shoot with both hands, then it puts you in a you're not even ready for it. Basically, you don't even understand it. So it's just like when you got multiple moves, she just don't know what's coming, and she's more likely or susceptible to embrace it without any defenses because defenses are it's emotion based. It's not really logic. It's not truth. It's not like she's a chick could dead like you like, but she'll never know because she been broken by somebody, and so she just every time she see a guy and he think he's something, she's like, no, I'm not. I don't know. I'm good. Especially if he not dressed up or not on some super, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take you out right now type shit. He just think he a player. She might just shun that. She might shun that shit. So, and like I said, with my product that I built, it's beautiful because what it allows me to do is really it's more character building. It's more allows me to really know myself, know my worth, kind of just you know avoid the exploitive type of women, and avoid the negative Nancy's, the ones who want to pull guys down and waste their time, and it really breaks their frame at just to say the least. It really does. It breaks them because that's really what's required for them to see, what true attraction really is. They can't see it when they're so mesmerized with their self. Everything is about them. Their job, their makeup, their whatever. You know, again, the good old saying, a woman want what she can't have. You know what I'm saying? It's stands the test of time, and when you don't care about her, That's really what it is, man. It's really what it is. So, somewhere in between comfort and not caring, guys can score a lot more. Somewhere in between there, building comfort and also not caring simultaneously, like because you want to be proactively moving forward, but not caring is what actually makes you say, "Oh, ain't nothing. It's nothing weird about him," or it's like a woman to think something's weird about you if you care about a stranger. How can I say I love myself and I'm worth this, worth that, but I care about a stranger? But then we live in a world full of guys who don't care about strangers. It don't add up, right? So that's gonna make her say, "Nah, I'm good on buddy. He not selfish. You gotta be a little bit selfish. You gotta be a little bit self oriented. You gotta have self esteem. You know what I'm saying? And there's no self esteem in trying to run behind women. So it breaks your frame naturally, naturally broken. So when you just uh, flirting or teasing, that's the best way to get at a bitch because if I'm teasing you, you think I don't like you like that. Are you questioning it at least? Some women, depending on what type of teaser you are, they take it if she's beautiful and she sees you teasing her, depending on it. And this is why I was saying this to myself yesterday, and I got the chance to say it now. A lot of guys tease wrong. Teasing is important, but it has a lot to do with self esteem. So if you don't got no self esteem and you try to tease somebody, it can come off cringy or cheesy. But if you really love yourself, say you going through a period in your life where you really are in love with yourself, where you really see yourself as that nigga, like you know what I'm saying. Um, it's gonna be more so you coming from here down to her versus coming from down here up to her and then teasing her. That's why I say building comfort is so important because if someone's comfortable with you and you tease them, whether it's a friend or a chick, naturally they oh shit this nigga he funny. They gotta take it that way, almost interiorly. We're too close for it to feel like he's trying to win me over. It's more so just like oh a complimentary gesture like man why you wearing them uh I mean I'm trying to think of a funny thing to say to somebody. Um, just something jocular, something like an asshole, and they take that as like, okay, he fuck with me because he's teasing me from a brother standpoint or something like that. And with a woman, it's kind of similar, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is that if you don't build comfort, then it's kind of like, man, like I mean, it could still be attractive. She could still like it, but like, there's no homeostasis. There's no familiarity. There's nothing to lean to really to protect. There's no protective layer over that shit. So it's like if you're a stranger and you teasing me, I'm just gonna cut you off. Cause I don't. What am I gonna let someone in my life I don't know saying some dumb shit about my hairline or some shit like that? Man, fuck you, man. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody who I'm comfortable with, and then you say some shit like, "Man, you need to get a haircut. You need to do this." I'ma still see it as some hate and shit, but in the same token, I know that this motherfucker just you joning, you ranking me, you being funny, because it's about the reputation that you're building. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like guys don't understand the transition from stranger to actually being somebody who is imprinting her in her life to the point where she's like, okay, like he can talk to me this way. No one else can, but he can do that. So what type of teaser are you? You know what I'm saying? Because the teasing on the chessboard is the knight. And if you could spam that shit all day. If you just sit in that pocket and just spam the knight, I mean, many games are won just by teasing the fuck out of a bitch. Like, you see what I'm saying? So we gotta take it back to high school. When I mean, guys do it in the work field too, but You know, we gotta take those, because a lot of guys they feel like they walk on eggshells. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's gonna naturally, actually, in my opinion, if you do that for too long, it's gonna actually lead to a demise. Because how are you gonna reproduce doing that? Women don't like soft, and so teasing is the only antidote to not be soft. If you're teasing somebody, there's no soft. There's really no soft. Because you're showing that you're not scared of the blowback or consequences. That's kind of what it is. So it's something that guys have to you be a little cheeky, take a little bit of risk in that territory. Um, but the more you do anything, the less you got to think about it or care about the consequences at all. A lot of things are won in life not because you were permitted to do it. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Like a bitch never gonna tell you to tease her, like, you know what I'm saying? In fact, if you start teasing her, she might just act like she don't give a fuck that you doing this shit because that's her way of defending. And I'm not telling y'all to bully or nag women or down women. I'm saying that treat her even kill like a human being. Like if she do something that's kind of fucking goofy or something about her really not attractive, that you don't call it out, she's just gonna lose. She don't no don't nobody want to be around somebody who's not just keeping that shit a buck. So if she do something like I seen some shit yesterday that was fucking goofy, man, and I'm talking about on YouTube, and the nigga was calling it out like actively though, like, and so that shit was like, oh okay. Now what is he doing? In my mind, I'm thinking, what chess move is that? But that was the night. He was teasing the fuck out of her, but he was doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? The right way, and that's just so important. Doing it the right way. But if a chick even remotely think you attractive, like an 8 or a 7 at all, or 6 even, and you start teasing her, especially if you know the bitch is one of them chicks that, most women think they shit don't stink nowadays. So it's really gonna work in your favor. Now there's some women who just you shouldn't be dealing with. I'm gonna keep that shit a buck. A lot of women insecure, so if you tease them, they're gonna get mad at you for it, and you cut them bitches off. I'm telling y'all boys right now, because for a chick to not have be down to earth is disrespectful to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like why, again, that's why qualifying a chick or vetting a chick, these two things, so important because so fucking important because I don't want to get into the relationship to realize that you ain't shit. Like, let's realize it now. Let me say something that's a little offensive, and then let me see if you get mad. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you that. Oh, let me see your hand. You ever got your hand been to a palm reader or whatever? Yeah, one time. Da 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 da. Okay, let me see. Da 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 da. And I say this shit. I was like, oh shit. She like, what? And I'm like, this mean you retarded. And if she don't laugh and she take that shit more anally and she see that shit as like if she see that shit as like, man, he's calling me retarded, I'm embarrassed. What the fuck? You know I'm joking, right? A woman see, and this is so important. This is why I say repetition creates reputation. This is why I tell y'all to approach 5 to 10 women a day. Because a woman is literally riding off of what she feels and thinks about you, which is the frame that she has about you. And allow, if you don't set the standards for what you'll allow in your life by having a sense of who you are and what you want, this crazy ass world is really gonna mold the shit however it see it. So it will take it like, oh, all of my insecurities and the guys are assholes and the world is flying into thin air and turning into sandpaper and this guy just told me I'm retarded on top of it all. I should do some grimy shit to him. Like, bro, You gotta watch the psychology of the people you interact with. That's what it is. So that vetting shit is real because someone will say, Will, why would you call a girl retarded that you just met? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, don't do it. You know, I'm not forcing you to do it. Don't do it then. But that's a funny way to tease with somebody to see where they, and that's the thing. It's worse because a woman not even gonna fuck with you if you don't tease her. And if she fuck with you, she gonna think you're bland. So it's like she's fucking with you, but she don't really fuck with you for real. But if you teasing her or you're creating what is called as chemistry or whatever, or tension or whatever you want to call it, creating some type of tension, that goes a long way because you can't expect. And this is my biggest thing too. I feel like for a lot of y'all guys, stop expecting a woman to pedestalize you. I know that shit contradicts everything I just said, but guess what? Why am I saying it? Okay, peep this. You're just another guy. Even though you see yourself as a king, you see yourself as big shot, you know what I'm saying? You see yourself as, you love yourself and all that shit. That's the same ego that she has when she says, I'm not retarded, nigga. It's the same ego. So even though I'm GL Dub and I'm paving a lane for myself and I'm doing my thing outside of her regard, she doesn't give a fuck about that. She more concerned with who's gonna pay for her dinner, what type of nails, press-ons she got, you know what I'm saying, and running behind some niggas she can't catch. That's her reality. But my reality has to be my reality. And so when I tease a bitch, I'm looking at that. Like, okay, how she take that? You see what I'm saying? I'm selfishly doing it. A lot of the game is about being selfish and having your own interpretation because that's what game is. I'm doing that for that purpose. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But whatever don't work for me, I end up junking it regardless. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works, we keep it, and we move on to figuring out something new. And um, from what I've experienced, even in younger days, with like I got cousins who are very smooth with women. Teasing is the one of the most striking, effective ways to bet a woman. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's all in the swag because you gotta remember, you gotta know yourself, and you gotta have some type of ego, but it gotta be a positive ego. It gotta be an ego that's like, okay, I know myself. I treat myself to this standard, and I will not tolerate anything outside of this standard. And when you got that type of mind frame, she's either gonna fall into your frame or she's gonna challenge your frame. It's gonna go one way or the other. With these women, they're not gonna sit in the middle. They're either gonna challenge it or go with it. But we call it a frame. Well, they call it a frame battle. I don't really use these words that much, but lately I've been having to kind of look at this shit. Frame battle. That means she's trying to throw eggs at your or rocks at your glass house and see if it break. You know what I'm saying? And that's why self awareness is so important. That's why I tell y'all to journal every day. There's women who months ago or years ago I've met that challenged me, and I'm not gonna say they won, but in a way, because what happened is I was still learning parts of the game. So not that they won, but in a way, if a woman walks away from you or doesn't chase you or doesn't see you as the prize, in their mind they won. It's like their form of checkmate. That's why women will always rule losers, because they don't have to really do anything but not fuck with you, and that's a checkmate. Uh, Whereas though vice versa, your form of a checkmate is making her feel like she can't live without you and she want to suck your dick. And those being polar opposites is beautiful to me, because that's a perfect presentation of a frame battle. She's saying, I don't know if you're that guy. You're saying, man, you already know what it is. I'm that guy, period. So you're it's a tug of war based on what? I'm gonna tell y'all. That product that I was telling y'all about, 90% it kills 90% of bacteria and germs. Bro, it's no women. Like, the best way to win a war is to just to defeat all your opponents earlier in the game, so you don't gotta fight the war. Like, the product I've made is so cunning, and just it's a cut above the rest, that a lot of women can't even sit at the table right now. They can't even get to the table. And that's how it's supposed to be. Like, a lot of guys, like, we good looking guys, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really wrong with us. Like, the way the world try to paint these red pill guys and push that narrative, like, it ain't really nothing wrong with guys. But we live in a world that's so foul that it'll really do that. But what I'm saying is, like, it's bitches who you don't even really want, that'll treat you away, which is weird. Cause you don't, you're out of their league. Like, imagine you're out of someone's league and they treating you like they're out of your league. That's what could happen when you ain't got no game, because you're not looking. It's the same thing about knowing your worth. Or if say if you got McDonald's, right? Say McDonald's just stopped knowing their worth. Like, anything you could get for free is not worth. It doesn't feel worthy. Like, it feels like, man, there's something might be wrong with this shit, man. A little education on worth. You know what I'm saying? So this is why niggas say don't give your dick away for free. When you do that, you showing multiple things. You showing you thirsty, you weak, needy, pessimistic thinker. You know what I'm saying? Just all type of shit. A pest, literally. Break that word down, pest. That's what she gonna treat you like. Oh, where's my bug spray for this nigga? That's how she gonna act. But when you have a healthy view of yourself and you genuinely feel that way, which may take time to build, whatever, you just never mind them bitches. Like, you don't even be thinking. Like, you be like, damn, why this bitch text me, bro? You just be on some different shit, because you a cut above based on how you think. I forgot what Pimpin' Ken said. He said something about altitude. If you change your attitude, you can change your altitude. Yeah, that shit. You know what I'm saying? And attitude to me is just perspective. That's literally for me what it is, because that's why I say journal. And journaling engraves your thoughts into your mind. Like, if I'm writing some shit, I could tweak it the way I feel like I want to look at the shit. Versus me being having to look at it however I've been looking at it the whole time. If a woman can control your thoughts or your feelings, that's what they do. Why do they put makeup on? They trying to control the perspective. That's basically saying I think I'm ugly. I don't give a fuck if it's a bad bitch with it on, you still is that is saying I'm not enough. I don't give a fuck about this modern day every woman's wearing it shit. It's the same thing. So energy is everything. When the chick see me and I'm not really paying her no mind, it's going against her frame. That's killing her frame without her without. That's why niggas be mad confused. Like yo, like why it seem like when I am paying bitch no attention, it's like that's when they do all that extra shit to show me. It's cause the clown shit is coming out. You know what I'm saying? You breaking her frame just by you just being. You just being. You're just being. You're not doing anything. You're just being. But it's hard to comprehend like why that's so effective. But like it's effective because it shows her to be ineffective. And a possessive creature can't stand to be ineffective. So a lot of guys ain't even getting bitches because they really want him. They're getting bitches because the competition is high. So a lot of these bitches don't deserve to sit at your table. Just generally being honest and speaking honest, generally. They don't deserve it. So when you grow, like I'm 29 right now, when you start to grow, you call a spade because you know that that's the safest thing as a man you're gonna possibly do. Call a spade a spade. If you deal with a chick that ain't on your level, she's gonna do some not on your level shit. That's why I tell guys approach 10 women a day. Because if you're doing that, you're gonna realize they're not all the same. And there's some that are really a cut above the rest. And the only way you get to those couple of cuts above the rest is you gotta approach. Because especially if your lifestyle ain't built in in a way where you're just constantly around, you gotta approach. You know what I'm saying? And set up that date by the third text. And I guarantee you that 1-2 step combination within a matter of 3 months, 2 months, is gonna force a new version. Now, ain't no telling when you're gonna fully be cooked in that situation to that next level and rise like a cake. But you know it comes when it comes. You gotta stay down till you come up. That's how the game works. And you don't gotta treat women like shit. Once again, you just gotta know that I'm not gonna talk to them at all. If I feel like, and this is why the product I built is so special. Cause if I feel like, cause I'm a good person, period. Like, can no bitch tell me shit on that? Like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Here's the thing. Also, that product helps you to not seek validation. Because you can't get a bitch doing that either. Because you're not a leader if you're doing that. But what's crazy is that it forces their hand. It really does. For them to actually be more of an integral creature and actually either be in or out. Either in or out. It's in or out. And if it's somewhat in, then you're gonna fall to the wayside anyway, based on the way that I'm doing it. So it's just like it's beautiful. And you know, ain't nobody got that much snake in their body to where they just gonna, go that hard to just no. You just, you know, if you a snake, I'ma see it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna fuck with you. Cause I already don't fuck with you. Cause I don't know you. I'm just trying to see. And once I qualify you and vet you, I'm gonna see. And I'm doing it quick because I'm approaching 10 women a day. So my everything I'm doing is becoming tighter and more refined. Like I'm hitting the gym every day. So the time limit is short. So it wouldn't matter. And most women, bro, they don't come in. You know how they say the devil don't come with horns on their head and shit. That's true. I'll give it that. But a lot of the time, you can just look and see, which could be bad because that means it can help you not see the more sneakier snakes. But if you just train your eye to see that, but like what I'm trying to say is a lot of shit you can see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit you can't see though, but a lot of shit you can see. And if you can see it and you ain't did nothing about it yet, you need coaching, you need help. Cause these bitches, they you know, they move away, man. You gotta understand, you don't want to seduce a bitch that you don't want to seduce. If you're gonna look up months from now, and your life gonna be hindered, then you don't want to seduce. You don't want to build comfort, and you don't even want to build attraction. So just stop texting her, stop talking. If y'all got a chick in your phone right now that all she do is talk shit or try to be uh, right about everything, that's a form of challenging your frame, challenging your authority. Like, bitch, what? Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Crazy asshole. Yeah, so yeah, we ain't doing that. But what we will do is understand that the product, man, that I got, y'all gotta lock in with that. I think I'm gonna sell that joint. I think I'm gonna start selling that joint for. I need to build a website and I'll sell that joint for like. I'm not gonna sell it for too much. Um, I think probably like $40 per. I'm gonna probably make like. Um, I'm gonna probably make like anywhere from 4 to 6 $40 joints. So it's gonna be yeah one through six, each for 40. You know, you get VVH1 for 40, VVH2 for 40. See what I'm saying? So this is in the works, man, because that product is so fucking important. I just can't. I feel like I just can't sit around and not, you know what I'm saying, create a website at that point. I already been tried to create one, but GameLikeWill.com. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that product, man, that shit right there gonna be sweet heat because I'm telling y'all, man, that shit gonna have a lot to do with you ducking and dodging a whole lot of trash. And when you ducking and dodging all the trash, man, you naturally be talking to the baddest bitches or the bitches who really got personality, the ones who really are worth talking to. Like I promise you, it's like when you clean your room. You know, when you clean your room, it's like you start realizing how to get money and shit. Like it start being easy. It's right there. You just gotta do that. So that product is a cleaner picker upper. You know, quicker picker upper for real. So man, I'm a market that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's think smarter, not harder. Do less, don't stress. That's really what the game is. You know what I'm saying? If you get around women and that you look all stressed out and it look like it's hard for you to do shit, they can tell that shit. It's all in your vibe. And so when you're laid back and don't care, it seems like things go a lot more smoothly. And that's the type of game that I'm trying to push because it's the way that I see myself, man. I'm laid back, I'm chill, I'm more about vibe, more about energy. So, um, like I said, if a bitch too dramatic or something, it's like, man, that shit ain't, I'm good. I ain't mad at you either. I'm good. Um, but also a bitch that's too cool on me, like too cool on me. That's also kind of like, you too cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we need balance here. You know what I'm saying? Um, Even though I prefer that chick over the other chick, but um, gonna tell y'all what I see as like a perfect perspective. Um, and it's gonna sound corny and cliche, but it's really the good old saying like you should be friends with a woman before you date a woman. So when you're talking with a chick and y'all got things in common, common interests, like, and the conversation is, they write back every time you text them, you write back, maybe not as fast, but you still get back. But the conversation keeps up this interactive flow, and uh, they showing interest in that department, and that's um what you call it. That's what that is, man. It's not about that other shit. About a woman playing some games, bro. It ain't about that for me, man. Like, it's too many women who want to play a game. Cool, we could play. Let's play. I bet you won't win, but as far as there's women out here, man, and y'all guys like diamonds. Every what per 10 women you approach, you'll probably find one that is actually really genuine. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe every 2 days you approach 10 a day. Out of the 20, you know what I'm saying? One may be really genuine. Genuine meaning like, yeah, a boatload of them gave you their Instagram or some shit like that. But like, when I say genuine, she's looking for something. She's also, but you ever heard the saying, what you looking for is looking for you? You know what I'm saying? She looking for something. She open. She's receptive. She's trying to see what's up. And again, the worst part about game is you really, that doesn't guarantee y'all are going to end up together. It just doesn't. That's why working on your game is so fucking important, because yo, a chick could be ready to ride, but if you don't got that steering power fluid, she gonna lose that. She gonna lose interest a little bit, just enough to where you gonna start feeling like you gonna have to text her extra, and that's running behind, and then it's like cook. So it's like, I feel like the better of a woman she is, um, the better a woman she is, the more, um, what you can call it. I don't like the word better, because, yeah, I don't like the word better. It's too emotional. I like the word your type or your style, because there's really no better. Yeah, there's women that are better than other women, but there's women that are better than other women. But what I'm saying is, when you really pee, when you really play her, you really don't see it that way. You really see it as they're all just women. And the reason you see it like that is because as a man, any bit of favoritism you put in this shit will become something you don't want. So you just don't use emotions. So you gotta watch how you word shit. I mean, you gotta ask yourself, where's that coming from? Where's the origin of that coming from? But they're all just women. But yeah, there's women that are going to be more fit for your program. That's really what it is. It's not better, but it's more fit. It's more of a dynamic, piece to the puzzle. A more, key player. But even with that being said, like I said, you have to keep evolving in your game, because that woman is looking to you to lead. So your game has to be, it just has to keep going. It has to. Just is what it is. It has to keep going. So no days off. Because the more you learn, the more you can teach, the more you can show, the more you can preach. And women are, a lot of guys think women just want a guy to just look at, like, oh, he's attractive, just want to look at this guy all day. Partially, that's what they did, middle school, high school, college. Some older women still think this way. But it's really the way you move, and It's the shit you do and the shit you choose not to do. That makes up that. It makes up that. Cause like I even realized with game like there's a lot of shit that like okay, kind of like I said like a bitch texts me some stupid shit I just don't reply like or I laugh. I laugh a little bit, right back, LOL, you crazy, like you insane. That's crazy. And then just let the shit taper off. I don't like my de-escalation skills have grown. And it's things like that that show another human being that they will never be able to run game on you. And so it'd be the little things that are really the bigger things, and it'd be the bigger things that be the little things. Like, oh, you look good. That's some little shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some little shit. But it's really the how you handle situations, and it's the way she feel towards you, and you even understanding you can't control how she feel. Like that's even another more I guess more inner game. You can't control how a bitch feel. You know, you can tweak, you can make edits, you can say certain shit, you can build your conversation a way where she enticed, but understanding that and keeping that detachment. Like most niggas they could reach detachment, but they can't keep detachment. They could reach it, but can you keep it? You know what I'm saying? And when you learn how to keep detachment, that's when they need you. Oh shit. But if you just act detached and then they realize that you're just acting detached, then it's like that's not a player for real. So it's like um, managing your emotions, managing your mind frames, managing your perspectives, managing your like my self esteem. Like for instance, what is self esteem? I don't know. Some crazy definition somebody got somewhere that might be the real definition. But what I pose my definition of it is like okay, you just approach the bitch. You got not really rejected, but she said she got a boyfriend, or maybe you did get burnt out in the way she said it was maybe foul or crazy. How fast are you bouncing back? And my shit has became super like I like to get rejected and then go and talk to the next bitch right at the same within that same with keeping that energy too. Keeping that rejected energy and then going in and still doing that next approach. All in one swoop to test out how gamed up I really am. Because if you could do it from a position of um, being dejected or rejected or told no or any type of shakiness or uncenteredness you might have, one that's showing you that rejection is fake. It's not really real. It's not really real. We call it that. We frame it as that. And it shows when you do that shit I just said, when you get rejected and you go, oh, okay, typically I gotta restore my energy before I go talk to the next bitch. I used to do that, but I don't do that these days. I just go talk. Cause when one chick say no, one chick really gonna say yeah. And you can't make that bitch say no. You can't. Cause cause for whatever which reason. That's what I'm trying to say. The reason may alter, change, go here, go there. But the truth of the matter is because, and this is how the universe works, because you gave up, you just did not eat. Like, feel me? You just did not eat. It has nothing to do with none of that minor shit, psychology shit in your head. You stop pulling the lever on slot number um, 1945. And on 1946, you would have became a millionaire. But you would never know because guess what? You needed to restore your energy just to pull the lever. Because you believe energy is everything, but not in that way. Not in that way. Because although energy is very significant and it can be used as a tool and as some type of way to have more aura in your interactions, at the same time, bro, when you got that dog in you, bro, you just do it, bro. You don't think like that. You don't think like that. I'm not gonna lie. You just be doing it because that's similar to like how somebody I listen to be saying like you wake up and you turn on the light, or you wake up and you cook some eggs. Like you don't need to have high energy to do that. You just need to do it. And I'm not trying to objectify women, but it's kind of it just is what it is, bro. It just is what it is, bro. Like because and I hate to say that because I'm not objectifying women, because there's many times where I don't even approach. It could be a chick that's super bad, whatever, or a chick with a nice body, whatever. And I'm not approaching because I'm scared of the rejection. I'm more so looking at it like, what type of time am I on? Like, what am I on? Like, is this what I want to do right now, or like, is that even like my main focus right now? Like in this day, like I'm doing something now. If the situation is right and it's lining up, I'm walking out and she's walking here, then oh excuse me, but if she moving fast or she's facing this direction, I'm not going out my way like that all the time, because again, that goes against the product that I built. The product that I built will never allow you to overextend in life ever. It'll allow you to try, but it won't allow you to overextend. And so I think that's where, on a universal level, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, there's universal laws on the planet. There's universal laws, and the law of abundance is a hard thing to conceptualize. But when you think about it, it's like I said, it's a nigga who he ain't give up on himself. He's still approaching 10 women, or he still got a set number of a good number that challenges him to keep doing shit. But if something that seems to be something that he don't feel like talking to, he's not doing it. I'm not gonna lie, and it's not gonna even linger in his subconscious. Like, oh man, I'm a bitch ass nigga because I didn't do this. He gonna be like, man, listen, man, I'm already texting bitches. And, I know I ain't no bitch ass nigga because I had to approach them bitches. You don't think like that. You don't jeopardize your own, integrity that way. I would never think I'm a bitch ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it is. It's that type of stoic belief about yourself, and that's really what women want anyway. They resonate with security. So it's like you could jeopardize your security by thinking you gotta approach every woman. I don't gotta do shit. See what I'm saying? But knowing I could do it, but still feeling like I don't gotta do it, that's where the sauce is. That's really where the sauce is. That's genuinely where the sauce is. It's about free will. You gotta give yourself free will. Don't get a bitch free will, give yourself free will. Um, Fuck the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I give myself free will to either approach or not. Okay, I see the ass. You know how many asses I see? Like I'm not tripping on that. There ain't nothing a bitch got that can't get got tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like I approach 15 women. It's nothing I have not seen before. I see it all the time, and it's like these women lose that special edge eventually when you're doing that. It's really desensitizing, but it's not like a bad desensitize. It's a really really well needed desensitize. It's more of an accuracy. You're seeing accurate. Like if you can go to a party, meet a chick and smash a chick on the first day, which is highly likely, bruh. Sex ain't something you need if you could get it. A lot of guys got this mind frame too, like yo, the badder she is, the better the sex is gonna feel. Like I don't know if I agree with that shit. I don't know if I agree with that shit. Like I don't know personally if I want to subscribe to that thought process because obviously it's some validity and truth in that to a certain degree, but obviously it's also a fucking lie. There's a lot of guys who can agree that ugly chicks got better pussy. So how can we make that fucking whatchamacallit? You see what I'm saying? Come from a lack of experience. Like I can't subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not blind and we're not stupid in that regard. You know what I'm saying? We know, if Tyra Banks wanna come over and get kinky with you, you're gonna say to yourself like, damn, that's I'm on that. But, you know, it's an experience in that regard. But thinking that she's gonna be um to die for is crazy. And thinking that she's gonna be like thinking like either A, you can't do it again or find a chick that look better or equal is crazy. Shooting yourself in the foot. That's why pedestalizing bitches don't make sense because it's kind of like you just setting yourself up to go downwards instead of go upwards. You have to adopt the fact that that's your norm. That's your norm. You know, Tyra Banks wanting to fuck with me is my norm, and it's not crazy. Back when we was kids, just no duh, it was crazy. It was off limits. You had no choice, no chance. Not because she didn't, because that's the even crazier part. If y'all went to the same school, she might would have looked at you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we create our own ideologies of how shit is. You can get a badder bitch by not treating her like she's a bad bitch. Treat her like she's the homie. Treat her like she just treat her like the homie. Like I said, tease the fuck out of her. Tease the fuck out of her. Treat her like you've seen it before. You seen all the looks is I go to Target and I see a bunch of women that look just as good as you. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. Go to Target right now. Be there for a whole day. Go to the mall for a whole day. You gonna see one bitch at least that is at the same level or higher. And if again, it just depends. Everybody, everybody rate in which they get pussy or get whatever is it's kind of the same, but it's different. And the reason why I say it's kind of the same because if you knew what you was doing, it would be the same as the next motherfucker who know what he doing. So yeah, and last thing I'm gonna say, man, on a date, bro. Like I'm also building this product called Date Like Will. I got a product called Vet Like Will, and I just created a product called Date Like Will, and it's all about going on dates. And basically, I fused it with my other product, Escalate to Activate. So one of the products is fused with those two products. So on the date, you want to escalate to activate, but I got like this list of ways where you can escalate on the date to kind of like build that sexual tension. And it also explains in the product the difference between sexual tension and escalation. Because it's sec, escalation can lead to sexual tension, but they're not the same thing. So that's what it is. It's breaking some shit down in there, and it's also a list of ways where you can sexually um, escalate the situation on the date. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like to me, it's like You got subtle ways, you got the bigger ways, and then you got the biggest ways, like get going for the kiss or some shit like that. And there's little dominant, um, subtle dominant. That's what it's called in the product, called subtle dominant things you could do that just naturally just show her, damn, I see why I like him. I see why I'm on the date with this motherfucker. Like certain little behaviors that you can pull off that naturally force her to be like, okay, this nigga, I'm afraid he gonna get this pussy tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm afraid he gonna do it type shit. And it's, yeah, it's a lot of that type of shit, man. So like I said, less is more. When you know how to chill and you just know what to do, it goes a long way versus you trying to riz a bitch up. It's like being a circus, dancing circus shit. Like knowing what to say, yeah, of course, but it's not that deep where you gotta always be saying the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'd rather a motherfucker do the right thing and say half of the right shit than to just be saying all the right shit. Um, that's my personal way and style of game. Um, so yeah, and on the date, you just gotta understand, man, your conversation. You know, you just gotta have a frames of mind like you're the leader. You know, I'm the leader. If I'm the leader, I'm just gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say certain shit. I'm gonna vibe, and eventually go for that Kino escalation, some type of physical touch. Um, and like I said, having those ways, even if you gotta write it down on a napkin and put it in your pocket and look at it before the date a couple times, like, but frame of mind is so important because from what my thoughts is a motherfucker won't try to touch a bitch if he don't feel like he don't. Motherfucker won't touch a bitch if he don't. It's all about experience, and that's why it's so crazy because it's about experience. Like, but like you, if you don't got it, you gotta break that mold by trying some shit. And most people aren't gonna try something that's untrusted that they haven't seen to be tried and true. So it's like most guys just stay in just talking and not touching. But it's like that shit can, like I said, is ways to incorporate more Kino in your life, whether it's, touching even trees and shit like that. Um, Becoming more physical with family members when y'all talk, you know what I'm saying? Arm touches and shit like that. Um, Physical contact, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. It's just like something that you want to up the percentages on in your life, in your day to day life. If you're like me and you like yoga, do some yoga. Invite a bitch out to do some yoga. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you use that for that, but like that's you doing poses, you touching. Um, to feel awkward is to be awkward. So you want to kill the part of you that feels awkward in them situations. Or if I touch her, it's gonna feel weird. Nah, that's not necessarily. Not necessarily. And that's why I tell guys go on 2 dates per week. If you're not going on 2 days per week, you're not giving yourself enough contact with the bitches. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion, bro. But I'm about to head out, man. We 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Cool little live, not too crazy. I appreciate the super chat by Guap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably go live later tonight, man. Probably drop maybe some videos. I don't know what the fuck the video gonna be about yet, but you know, it might be some shit with about a date or some shit. You never know, man. But it's Friday. I call it Friday Fruitarian Friday. So I'm probably going to eat some oranges or some shit. So, man, just get myself together, man. But I'm out, man. That's basically, the video. Like I said, a little bit of game on the date, a little bit in escalation, and I said a bunch of other shit too. But you know, take what you want and go out there and holler at 10 a day, man. Holler at 10 a day. That's where you start. That's where you start at. So man, I'ma see y'all, man. Game like Will, I'm out. Peace, y'all.